Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I'm your host. I am Mimi Lightseer. And over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And child, we about to get into somebody's business. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who are on the graveyard shift. Good evening to our international family. What's up to everybody watching behind the scenes on TikTok today? If you are new to the Pisces Tarot experience, go ahead and put a star in the chat. If you are a returning friend, go ahead and add a fish. We love to recognize our new and our existing friends over here into the sea of messiness today. Child, let me tell you, today's agenda consists of a brief energy cleanse, which is a sound bowl meditation and breath work, followed by divine insight. And today I do have a download for you guys, okay? Or an earworm rather. We will do an overall energy reading to look at some insights and observations, and I will follow up with everything that I told you with the tarot card reading and give you some lasting closing steps and closing thoughts. I can't speak, y'all. So let me just put this out here real quick. As a friendly reminder, Mercury retrograde pre-shadow is in full effect. We are coming upon Mercury retrograde. Venus is already in retrograde. Mercury is about to tag team, okay? So that starts on the 15th. So we are definitely within that 1 week window of pre-shadow. So if you feel like things are going awry, hey, if you feel like things are going awry, that's why, okay? So if y'all ready to get into this overall energy reading, I need y'all to go ahead and find them scrub brushes, those brooms, those vacuums, whatever it is that you need to find. It helps you cleanse because it is time for us to cleanse this energy. Here we go. Before we move forward, let's take a moment to just level set and ground ourselves. And a simple way to do this is by cleansing our energy through breath work and sound. So what we want to do is we want to take in a couple deep breaths. We want to hold it. We want to invite clarity and balance. And we definitely would like to release any tensions or distractions that you may feel. We want to do this so that we can align ourselves and put ourselves into a position of receiving. So here we go. Ooh, I'm telling y'all do it right. You kind of feel like this little internal high. Okay, here we go. Let's clear up any stagnant and remaining dull energy and just become one in alignment. Here we go. Oh, divine white light, you are welcome here. We call you forth to show us clear and precise messages. Give us the word for the harm of none and for the benefit of all. For those who are here currently and for those who will be here in the future, we welcome you, we welcome you, we welcome you. Amen, 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 amen. All right, y'all, if y'all ready to get into this reading, just as a reminder, this is a safe space. Nobody's judging you. Okay, we've all been a fool in love, and baby, today may be your turn. This is the interactive experience. I talk to you, so please talk back to me. All right, your transparency and your honesty is appreciated. Let's get ready for an engaging reading. And if y'all ready for a dynamic time and y'all ready for me to cook, baby, I need y'all to go ahead and find those cooking emojis because it is time for us to get into this reading, shall we? Here we go. Now, every time before I get ready to do a reading, I always take a minute to just simply reflect upon the immediate energies of what Spirit is sharing with me. And today, y'all, I definitely have an earworm, okay? Today, I definitely have an earworm. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I told y'all in the pre-show, I had a dream this morning that was very bizarre. It woke me up. It startled me, actually. And as I was sitting there, you know, trying to like come to like my senses, I hear Whitney Houston and her remake of I Will Always Love You, which was released in 1993. And for those of you who don't know, this song was produced by David Foster. This was from the Bodyguard soundtrack, okay? So for those of y'all who missed the 90s, you missed the time, because when movies came out, there was an album that came out, the soundtracks was popping. Boomerang, which was pretty much Toni Braxton's whole first album, okay? Boomerang was a good soundtrack. This Bodyguard was also a good soundtrack, right? Albums that you remember. And so what I'm hearing her say is bittersweet memories. That's all I'm taking with me. So please don't cry. We both know that I am not what you need, and I will always love you. Okay? Let me read that again. Bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. So please don't cry. We both know that I'm not what you need, and I will always love you. Okay? Now you heard that. And I said to myself, who is over here telling somebody goodbye? Like, what I'm taking with me is enough. I'm taking these memories with me. And we both know I ain't what you need or want. We both know ain't nobody slow. We get it. All right? So, if y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to put those tea kettles up because, baby, I'm telling you, I think the tea is coming in hot. So if y'all ready to get into this reading, I want y'all to find those tea kettle emojis so we can go ahead and get into it, because I want to know whose business is this? Who is walking away from somebody? Who is finally having the courage to say, you know what? I love you, but this is not what I need. This is not what you need. And I'm going to take all this time. I'm going to take all this energy, all the things that I've given you. I'm going to go and find what life is really like outside of this situation. And it's uncomfortable. It's unfamiliar. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. All right. So if y'all ready to get into this, baby, I need y'all to put up those tea kettles, because, honey, it is time for us to get into this reading. Here we go. All right, y'all. So when understanding energy, it's important to know that the universe speaks to us in a plethora of ways, okay? Sometimes there's signs, there's synchronicities, there's dreams, there's all these things. Now, I don't know. We about to figure out, because somebody is having the revelation that it's time for them to move on. And that's like the second verse of the song, you know, she's like, bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. Y'all know it's too early in the morning to sing, but that's what I'm hearing. All right. So, Spirit, what is the overall energy reading for today? What is the overall energy reading for today? Beautiful uncaging, okay? Beautiful uncaging is what came out. All right, so there is the locking of the heart. The heart is put up, but there is a lock and key. So that speaks to wisdom and intuition and a practical skill set and know-how of knowing how to apply what needs to apply. And possibly with this instance, it could be, again, going back to the realization that I've been in a relationship or in this predicament with somebody that I should not possibly be in this situation with. And maturity is recognizing that just because I've been with you all this time doesn't mean it's still serving me or it's still working for me at this time. So it definitely feels as though there's an unlocking of the heart to release what is no longer serving them. Okay. There's a unraveling of there's an undoing, right? Like, I'm no longer going to hold you hostage. I'm not going to pretend that this is going to be beneficial for you or for me, right? It's that knowing that it's time for us to be able to move forward, okay? So the truth that we need to hear right now for this journey, what is the truth that we need to hear? Balance came up. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Okay? Balance. Balance. All right? Again, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Okay? So somebody is looking for balance. Somebody is looking for that correction or correcting of what has been wrong. It was working all this time and now it's not working, and it's okay. It's okay. Things stop working all the time. You know, it's disappointing. It's a small inconvenience, but the opportunity is that you get to go and get something else, right? Now, what are some messages from the hidden realm? Messages from the hidden realm. All right. Inspired vision, clarity, perception, revelation. All eyes are open. All eyes are open. Okay. So this goes back to awareness, right? Inspired vision, clarity, perception, revelation. All eyes are open. All right. So there is an awareness here. Okay. There is an awareness. There is like an immediate need to take action. It's exactly what the card says. It feels like there has been a reckoning or a reconciliation on the inside of one, like internal conflict that has led to the realization that it's time for you to move on. Okay. The feelings are bittersweet. You know, it's not necessarily what I wanted to do. It's what I need to do, type of energy. And now that I'm here, I'm just letting you know, like, this doesn't change the fact that I don't love you. I absolutely love you. It's just that this is not working for me anymore. And I am in a space where I need to reclaim my time. And I need to reclaim that energetic being of who I am, because this is no longer serving me. All right. Now, what is some of the undercurrents here? What is the undercurrents here? Boy, I swear my cards be going every which way. And I'm trying to figure out, like, who is over here messing with my cards? All right. Serene place. Listen to the whispers of your intuition, for it is the voice of your soul guiding you towards your highest good. Okay. So again, there's some type of revelation taking place here. Your spirit is talking to you and telling you it's time for you to move on. So you're being encouraged to go see serene places. Listen to your intuition, for it's your soul guiding you towards your highest good. All right. And again, I recognize fully, you know, sometimes it could be very uncomfortable when you have to make these decisions that you're not looking forward to making, right? It could be very polarizing, okay? It could be very polarizing. It could be very scary. It could be very daunting. Nobody wants to have that conversation with somebody and let them know when you got to tell them goodbye. Whoever just wants to, I mean, like, seriously, who plans telling somebody goodbye in a relationship? Nobody, right? One of the main reasons why people don't get in relationships is because you have the fear of failure, right? We think more about what can possibly go wrong than we think about what can possibly go right. But then when you think about it, the reality is that you have to plan for an exit just like you have to plan for a uptake, right? It's a risk. So it feels like there's a breakup conversation happening, in which I'm not surprised, because if this is you right now, with Venus being in retrograde and with Mercury going into retrograde, I do see a lot of conflict in relationships that can possibly be coming to a head right now. Like things just are just like compiling and combusting, okay? So you have all this extra energy that is basically picking up. Now, what is it? I can't make this up, y'all. I was about to say to you guys, how is this showing up for us in our everyday life? And look what came up. Boss up. Okay, boss up. It's time for you to boss up. But if you look at it, she's planning or looking at something, right? So definitely, I feel like somebody is planning to have this bitter conversation with somebody that they have been prolonging having. They've been feeling like this for quite some time. But instead of them taking action early on, they have been electing to like prolong it, right? With the thought being that if you delay it, that something positive is gonna come from this. No, sugar. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like nothing positive is gonna come from this situation. You can wait now, you can wait another 5 years. Regardless, if you know that you need to make a decision and you're being inactionable, the only person that's hurting in this is you. It's not the other person. Okay, it's definitely not the other person. All right, now, what is the soul whisper for today, Spirit? What is the soul whisper? Journey. Journey. And you will note that that is a circle there, which also speaks to cycles, right? And could be the completion thereof a cycle, all right? So this is about you and your journey. This is about you learning. And that is a good, I forgot what this signal means, this symbol means, but it's supposed to be good luck. Even though I personally don't think that seeing a snake is ever good luck, but that's just me. That's just me. All right, so journey. I am scared of failure all the time, but I am not scared enough to stop trying. Ronda Rousey, okay? Ooh, if that don't hit it on the head of what we're talking about, okay. When working towards a goal, always remember to congratulate yourself for the little victories along the way. When you become caught up in the end game, it is easy to fall in the trap of thinking that those little steps of progress are insignificant. Be grateful for each of those little wins. Life is not a linear path from cradle to grave. It is a journey of many beginnings, many endings, and many detours. Throughout your journey, there are times when you will find yourself feeling knocked down, falling short of the mark, or disappointed that the cards have not fallen in your favor. It is time to remind yourself that all these things are a part of the journey through life, and through its difficult experiences that you will find the victories all the sweeter. Embrace every experience as they offer you a lesson and appreciation for gratitude. Failure is not the ending to the journey, but rather a learning curve from which you emerge more brilliant than ever before. Stay the course. Remain humble. Above all, that what might seem like an ending is actually a beautiful beginning. Okay? Which goes back to the earworm that I told you. Okay? She said, bittersweet memories, that is all I'm taking with me. So please, goodbye. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need, and I will always love you. Okay? Now, this is about you being infinite, unbounded, and persistent and persevering. This is about you overcoming failures, end game, stops, and conclusions. Okay? This is dealing with your crown chakra. And this image on here, the Ouroboros, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Ouroboros depicts a serpent devouring its tail, representing the infinite passage of time and the cynical nature of life. Each new chapter reminds you that no journey has ever truly ended, but it's just simply the turning of another page, okay? So the sacred words for today is, I understand that failure is not an ending, but it's simply an opportunity for growth, all right? Which goes back to what we were just speaking about, right? So someone is deciding to close the door on something that is no longer serving them. And that takes a lot of courage, folks. That takes a lot of courage. You have people who know good and doggone well that they're in dead end situations, but they stay because they're married, right? And this is where I struggle, if I'm being honest, with a lot of nuanced doctrines that people follow and things that they believe. And one of the things that I just struggle with personally is, staying in the marriage just for the sake of staying in the marriage. If you've checked out and that person has checked out, and you moved out and that person has moved out, like, why are you staying married just to say that y'all still married? I'm confused by that, right? Again, no judgment. I'm just saying I personally struggle from that. If you've done everything except for make it official, what is the what is the delay? What is stopping you? It looks good on paper, but in reality, it's not a marriage. It just sounds good. Not to make this morbid, but when you die, they'll be like, oh, so-and-so was so-and-so's loving so-and-so, doubting so-and-so for 42 years. But for 39 of those 42 years, y'all been separated. Like, make it make sense. You understand? Like, who are you fooling? And I feel like it deprives you of life. That's just my personal thought. That's just my personal thought. But, who am I? That's just my opinion. All right. So it takes a lot of courage to go through and to fall through with things and to be able to say, you know what, this is not really this is not working for me. This is not serving me anymore. All right. Now, okay, sexuality may be a part of this. Okay, somebody may be trying to figure out their sexuality. And what is the T? Rejected. Somebody feels rejected. Okay, somebody definitely feels rejected. All right. What is the news? What is the news? Bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. Snack, obsessed, physical attraction, sex appeal. So somebody is dealing with somebody who's making them feel real good. Okay, somebody, listen. Somebody can't control themselves here. I don't know if this is you or this other person. We'll have to keep looking. But somebody definitely has an attraction to somebody else. And let's be clear, just because we have the sexuality card that came up, that doesn't necessarily mean male to male or female to female, or however you want to look at it. It can also mean that people are still opening up and learning new things about themselves, about their bodies, and how what they actually like. That can also be applicable too. So that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody may be coming out, or saying, I just realized I have these feelings for a person of the same sex. That doesn't always mean that. That can, not sexual protection just falling out. Maybe they need to be making sure they're protecting themselves. Okay, they might be having too much fun. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that. Yeah, somebody getting it in, getting a room, hotel, motel, sweet pleasure. Somebody's definitely creeping. Okay, somebody's definitely creeping around here. Oh my gosh. That's what it is. Somebody just realized they're not sexually attracted to the person that they're with. Ooh, that's a bitter one. That is a bitter one. What is a true emotion here? What is a true emotion here? I miss you. So the person who's been rejected, they definitely miss this other person. Woo! Gosh. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? You know, you'll be surprised to know how many people really don't know what they like sexually. You'll be amazed to see how people don't know like what they like. They don't know how to please themselves. They don't know how to please other people. Like, I'm saying that not in judgment, but I'm saying that out of a space of acknowledgement and awareness. Like, when you really think about it, a lot of women don't know how to have, so, and have not ever had one, I was a little bit oblivious to how much, or how many people, like, I read a book called the sex files, the sex book, something. Anyway, it was a book called about sex. Okay. It was all about sex, and it was written by the Coop. And I was just curious. I was at the bookstore when I bought this book. It was like maybe $5. And I started reading it, and it covers everything that you need to know about sexuality. When I tell you everything. So, for example, let me tell you, let me put up my warning, because this is about to be, I can see where this is going right now, and I don't want nobody coming after me.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
It was talking about kinks and fetishes, right? And so what I came to realize that a lot of things, I was oblivious. I knew what some things were, but I didn't know that certain things were constituting a kink or a fetish, okay? And so as I was reading it, I was like, huh. And, I don't really necessarily like the term icky, okay? But when I was thinking about it, I was like, a lot of people have strange, or, well, let me not say strange, because that's labeling it. A lot of people have desires that may be perceived by one or more people as being strange, but these are normal desires. You understand? And not that it was ever saying that, certain things that are, I can't really describe it. But the book was called The Sex Issue. I think it was called The Sex Issue. It was about this thick. And I was just reading it. And when I tell you, like, I learned a whole lot. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it gave me like such empathy for people, right? So again, not promoting anything that is highly inappropriate. I'm talking about consensual adults with the decision that this is what they want to do with their bodies. This is how they want to explore their bodies. And you'll be amazed, like, especially as you read it and you see that there's things coming up that you like, you'll be interested in knowing like where you fall on that spectrum of what that means. And it was a lot of stuff listed under kinks and fetishes. And I was completely stunned. I was just like, oh, I never knew. And what made it like one of those jaw-dropping moments was because it was like simple things that people do in the bedroom fell underneath that spectrum of a kink and a fetish. And people change as they grow up, and people want to explore more. But I feel sorry for people who are so restricted in their sexual expression out of shame. And that is a trauma bond. That means you grew up with somebody who liked to put you to shame about stuff. And a lot of things that people are afraid to openly state and share with others comes from that space of shame. So I'm saying all of this because I definitely feel as though somebody in this situation may finally found somebody who's willing to explore them in these ways. Like they have the same curiosity. Okay? And that's why this is coming up, because everything on here is talking about sex. See what I'm saying? Intimacy. Can't make it up. Intimacy, passion, coming into union, chemistry, missing you. Okay? So there may have been, let me not even say there may have been, there definitely was a disconnect between person A and person B when it comes to intimacy. Not the couple card. Child. This may definitely be an older couple. All right. What's the true crime here? Spirit told me to look and see. Good morning. Spirit told me to look up and see what that card was. The last card that was on the table was couple. All right. So this has something to do with a couple. Okay. This definitely has something to do with a couple. Maybe an aging couple, but it definitely has something to do with a couple. All right. An older couple, which respectfully can make things worse, right? It makes matters worse because you would think that at X age, somebody would know how to express themselves actually, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they do, because if they have been suppressed and they have been shamed and living their lives in fear of judgment all this time, they're hiding it. And that's where you have this third party entering the group chat, and they're over here helping this person explore. Hold on. Okay, they're definitely helping that person explore, and it's exciting to them. Okay, so what is the true crime here? What is the true crime here? Natural disaster. What does that have to do with this? That's interesting. Natural disaster. Weird. Okay, home. Natural disaster. That seems out of place. All right, so we got the home card that came up, okay? Now, what is the yin and yang here? What is the yin and yang here? Bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. So please don't cry. We both know I am not what you need. All right, let's see. What is the influential energy here? What is the yin and yang, Spirit? Unexpected storm, destruction, conflict, unforeseen change, sudden news. Okay, so that makes sense now. The relationship naturally came to an end. Like it has okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for that. Okay, so we got unexpected storm, destruction, conflict, unforeseen change, and sudden news. Okay, so this is like a natural disaster because what I feel like has happened, it caught person B off guard. Person B was oblivious that they were happy in this relationship. They thought that their relationship, their marriage was vibrant. We got an older couple. So they've been with this person for quite some time, and they're getting this shocking news that all of a sudden, you're not attracted to me. Like, I love you, but I'm ready to leave. Like, what? You know, what? Okay. What do you mean? You know, so that's what's happening here. Okay. Not committed at the bottom. Wow. All right. What is blocking this situation from growing? What is blocking this situation from moving forward, Spirit? This is interesting. Whew. Not being you. You are trying to project a perfect image that's not really you. Be yourself. Man, listen. Listen. That's what this is about. I mean, I just said it in just, if y'all was listening, I said it. This person has been restricting their sexual freedoms because they were afraid that somebody was going to be judging them. This person has always had the desire or the interest in doing these other explicit things, whatever they may be. I'm just going to say explicit. They've had the interest and the desire of doing these things, and you may not have been interested. And now that they done found somebody who that's what they into, baby. They moving on. They going where they getting their freedoms, their special their liberties. You understand? All right. I know you are my soulmate. Yep, they know they gonna always love you. I'm telling you. They said I will always love you, but I know that I'm not what you need. Ooh. Oh my God. Why did I just hear somebody may be a pastor? Somebody in this relationship may be a pastor. I don't know who this is for. It could be somebody that's not here right now, but I just heard that somebody may be a pastor.
Oh my God.
The question is, for real, is it you or them? Who's the pastor? That's what I want to know. It's a pastor involved somewhere. Somebody is a pastor or is very heavy, deeply rooted in the church. Art exhibit, creative showcase, curated gallery. Okay, so art exhibit got something to do with this. Well, it could be they see it as being a piece of art. You know, their experiences. This is interesting, y'all. I don't know what to say about this. Now, I would love to know why is that art exhibit here. All right. Last insight. Bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. So please don't cry. House. We got house here twice. We got house here. We got home and house. Twice. Yeah. Oh, I hate this. Listen, I hate this for whoever this is. Oh, child. All right, y'all. So let's recap real quick. We got person A who has come into their phase of sexual expression and sexual freedom, okay? Person A has come across somebody who's really exciting them. They have been participating in extramarital or extra relational affairs with other people. The individuals that they are coming across are people who are here that are really exciting them and igniting them from that perspective. Would I say I call it love? No, but I do feel like they finally feel seen, heard, valued, and appreciated. Which is always like a blessing, right? Especially when you feel like you're not being heard or seen. But person B feels rejected. They miss this person. There was like some type of intimacy issues here. This person saw this person like being home, okay? This person saw this person as being their forever person, somebody that they wanted to provide the world to, okay? So hearing this conversation, having this conversation with somebody, and it's just like, you know, bittersweet memories. That's all I'm taking with me, you know, so please don't cry. You know, I'm not what you need. But I will always love you. That was very damaging for this person. And they didn't want to hear this. They didn't want to experience it. They didn't want to go through this. This was like, this broke their heart. You understand? So I do feel like this could be an older couple. Okay, I do feel like this could be an older couple. And this is very disastrous for them. This is very disastrous for them, all right? So if y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to go ahead and find those magnifying glasses. Go ahead and find those magnifying glasses. It's time for us to zoom in. Listen, we don't judge. We show up and get nosy. Somebody is finally coming into themselves. They are coming into their space of being able to explore all their kinks, all their fetishes, everything that they've always wanted to do. They're here and they're doing it now. And they're enjoying their sex life. And who am I to judge? I'm here for it. Here we go, y'all. Whose business is this, Spirit? Whose business is this? Whew. All right. Person A is coming in as a King of Cups in reverse. That's crazy. Person A is coming in as a King of Cups in reverse. They're coming in as cold, bad advice, emotionally manipulative, moodiness, self-compassion, and inner feelings. Person B is coming in right now as the Hierophant in reverse, okay? They are a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, which explains why this is throwing them all the way off, okay? They're coming in with personal beliefs, freedom, going against the grain, unconventional, foolish, generously, fatality, unorthodox hypocrisy, blind faith, and misconception, okay? So that explains why this person was so bothered, okay? This explains why this person is taking it so hard that this relationship is coming to an end, okay? They had their eyes set on this person. They knew that this person was exactly what they wanted. I keep hearing pastor. I don't know what religion has to do with this, but I definitely keep hearing the word pastor. Somebody is here, has very like either strong faith or does something in the church, which is probably why they're like, you know, we just gonna be missionary all the time. Okay. Now, I know that that's a gross misconception, but the point is that I'm trying to illustrate the fact that they are very traditional. And for person A, this became very boring. It was very restrictive. And it did not explore things about them that they wanted to explore. And now at this age, that whatever age they are now, they have come across somebody who have just blown their complete mind. And now this is why they're looking to move around and go do what they want to do with somebody else. So if y'all ready to get into this reading, y'all, okay, remember to focus on what resonates with you, and please overlook the message if it doesn't. But don't forget to consider all of your placements, because I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So if y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to go ahead and to put those coffee cups in this read in the chat, because it is time for us to get into this reading. Shall we? Here we go. All right, so what is going on? What is going on with my water and earth signs? Water and earth signs. Uh-oh. Not Judgment flipping over. All these cards just flipped over. Heck no. All right. What is going on between my water and my earth? Water and earth signs. Water and earth signs. All right. So, currently, my water signs are coming in right now as the Queen of Cups in reverse. All right. This is not a decision that they have made lightly to abandon this relationship. Okay. Remember, she said bittersweet memories. That is all that I'm taking with me. Okay. She's saying, so please don't cry. We both know I am not what you need. And I will always love you. Okay. So it feels like this has gotten to the point where this particular individual has come to the conclusion that it is no longer fair that they are throttling between person A and person B. It has become too much for them. It definitely feels like they have reached capacity with how far they can go. It feels burdensome to continue to go down this path with this person, knowing that this is just like not at all going to ever work for them. It's not going to work for them now. It's not going to work for them tomorrow. It's just not there, right? And they're at the point where they're like, it seems so unfair that I am lying to you as much as I am lying to myself. The reality is that person A, person A may have been stepping out and dating other people for about a year now. Okay, they may have been doing this for about a year. They may have been I'm hearing about a year. So they thought long and hard about this. Initially they thought that they were just going to be able to keep this as a secret. Have you guys ever seen the TV show on Netflix called Sex Life? I've talked about this before, but I don't know if y'all have ever seen this before. But if you haven't seen it, it's a very good series on Netflix. It's 2 seasons. It's very palatable, but if you are a little bit prudish and you don't want to see things that explore topics of sexuality and things that people do, then maybe this is not the show for you, and this is probably not the reading for you. However, in the show, you have a woman who is married to somebody. She has everything that she would ever have wanted on paper, but sexually, she's frustrated by her husband. And she ends up going out and getting back with her ex, who is like the mayor of New York, if you catch my drift, and where he goes and what he does. And so the long story short is that the husband finds out that she's been out doing whatever she's doing, and that like sends him awry, okay? It sends him for a loop, okay? And it's heartbreaking. And so like he's trying to like do everything that he can do to try to like keep her in his, keep his wife, because he very much so wants his wife. But wife don't want him. You understand? So like, and it shows you how this compromised their whole marriage, their whole family, their whole everything. Like this this was like the screw that made the house fall apart, okay? So, this is very similar, all right? It's good. Like, if you've seen it, Monique says she remembers it. I'm telling you, like, y'all need to go see it. If y'all ain't never seen it, the show was called Sex Life on Netflix. It's good. Like, I had a dude watching it, and he was all sucked in just like I was. I was like, okay, But it's very similar here. Where this person is like, this is unsustainable. This is unsustainable. And I feel like if this person was paying attention to the signs, they would have known that this person was checking out. This person may have started to reclude themselves and like withhold participating in sexual activities with their partner. But again, this is an older couple. So I'm saying that to say, they may not have thought anything really of it. But when I say older, I'm not talking about necessarily older, like senior citizens older. I'm talking about somebody who's not necessarily in their 20s, okay? Not necessarily in their 20s and their 30s. They could be 40 and up, okay? But they may have just not thought nothing of it, all right? That this was what was going on. Now, person B, this is taking them off. This is taking them off. I'm going to tell you that now. This is taking them off. They're very, very upset right now with how things have materialized for them. Yeah, person B was very happy at first. Okay? They were very happy in their relationship. They were very excited, full of celebratory. I feel like person B, again, we got the home and the house here. This person was very happy at home. Their home life was the pride of their day, right? Their home life was definitely something that it was of interest to them. It was definitely something that made them feel good. It was definitely something that they took a lot of pleasure in doing, okay? Especially around like the holidays. I'm seeing like the holidays being a very big deal to them. But regardless, it feels like they were in a space of, oh my God, this makes me sad. They were like at the peak of their happiness, right? It's like, I got the career, I got the house, I got the wife, I got my relationship. Because y'all know when y'all get with people, it take a while to get the relationship moving like a tight oiled machine. And it feels like they've put in so much work to get to that point. And now here you are dropping the bomb on them that, yeah, this is not necessarily the relationship that I really truly want to be in. And here's why. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on. It's like, this really ain't it. Now, what is favorable about the situation is person A has taken a risk by going to explore things that they want to go explore the things that are making them happy. They're finally starting to understand who they are and are able to texturize why they have been so unhappy for so long. But because they've been in this suppressive state, they didn't really understand initially that that's what this was. They were in a space of suppression. They were kind of like just going with the flow because this is what they thought was it, right? Again, I feel like this person definitely struggled with the spirit of shame and like judgment, like those wounds. Um, okay. This person may have grown up in the church, and that may be some of the religious upbringing that they may have had in the past, where they have been forced to, you know, be a little bit traditional and very conventional. But I definitely feel like this person has struggled the majority of their life. If they were being honest, they struggled the majority of their life with their sexuality. And whatever happened on this particular time that they got involved with this person, and it just blew their mind. Now that they know who they are, now that they know what they want from life, it's like no backtracking, right? They have become so empowered. And again, I feel like this person, like their mate, is seeing the change, but it's kind of like, okay, this is a midlife crisis. Remember, I said this person's like 40 and older, okay? So it's like, even though this person is happy in their relationship, they're not really picking up on all the signs that there is something going awry with their partner.
Survey said.
And this is where they made a mistake, okay? Because like, if you pay attention to your partner the way that you're supposed to be paying attention to your partner, you will see when they start doing something a little bit differently. You see when they start paying attention to their undergarments. You see when they start wearing their hair differently. You see if they start wearing more or less or something, you know? And that should have been a flag. That should have been an indicator. But I do feel like in this instance, it wasn't. In this instance, it wasn't, okay? Now, all right. What's consequential here is that things stop being spicy. Things stop being exciting. It feels like the relationship just hit one of those points, and it was just like, oh, because we're married. I feel like that was an excuse for a lot of it. And if person A, this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, was being honest, they have not been happy for a long time. Yeah, this is like a friend to them. That's why they're like, you know, I know that you're my soulmate, right? They know that, right? They're like, I know that you're my soulmate. But beyond that friendship, like what else is here for them to really explore? And it feels like this became so damaging and so intoxicating for person A, because they're like, you know what? This ain't really who I am. This is not really what I want. This is not really fun, you know? And so it feels like they have spent a lot of their time wearing this mask, okay? They spent a lot of time wearing this mask, not being themselves, kind of just like going with the flow type of thing. And that also made them feel entrapped, okay? So it wasn't that this person had not tried to be their best, be their best selves. It's not like they didn't try to like figure this out in the marriage. They may have even like suggested, hey, why don't we try X, Y, and Z? And this other person's like, what? No. Like, why would I do that? And so it kind of like shut them down. And you have to think about who we're talking about here. Again, this is not for all earth signs, but this is for some earth signs. And when we're talking about this earth sign, they err on the side of prudence. Okay? So they're not open. They're not open. They're not receptive. They're not interested in trying. They're very fixed on what they want, how they want it, when they want it. They're not interested in exploring or trying nothing new. Okay? Which is very much so a turnoff for this other person, because this other person's like, what? So just imagine how that can make somebody feel. Just imagine how off-putting that can be. You know, you have turned on your Iggy level, okay? You done went up a notch, and this person's still on level 1. You know, and that's where, you know, again, they struggle with that shame. They struggle with guilt. They struggle with condemnation. They struggle with these ideas that, you know, switching up the position from missionary to doggy style is perverse, okay? So like, I am trying to keep it as PG as I possibly can, but I want to texturize what the frustration and the problems have been. So if this is you finding yourself in this reading, you can understand where things are going wayward, okay? Now, what this is trying to teach you is that for this water sign, they had to take a step back and they had to reflect, they had to assess, they had to obtain that clarity, which is where we came over here with inspired vision, okay? Clarity, perception, and revelation. This definitely got to the point to where they're like, okay, this is just not going to work. You know, I feel like this person has tried to have this conversation several times with this person over the course of their relationship and the course of their marriage. And it hasn't gone anywhere. Like, again, they're fixed, like they're stubborn. They're not willing nor interested in changing their mind. They're not interested in having a conversation with you. Like, they're like, no, this is what it is. And that's that. Instead of being a little bit more open and receptive and explorative, right? And curious. That's not here for this water sign. And they're like, okay, so you just gonna push me to go be with somebody else? You know, you just gonna push me? So that's why it's like, you know, I'm having this planning. I'm thinking about it. I'm reflecting over the course of the relationship. And what I've come to realize is that this is just not for me. I need somebody that's a little bit more open and somebody who is a little bit more willing to explore things that I like to explore. It doesn't make me nasty. It doesn't make me icky. It doesn't make me anything. That's just saying, like, I know my body and I know what now that I've been exploring my body, I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And what I would like to feel is within the confinements of my marriage that I am being teased and pursued and approached in a way that makes me feel sexy and feels like, you know, a woman or a man or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So, they are definitely taking time to sit back and to think a lot about what and how to pursue this situation. For them, it's like, you know, I need balance in my relationships. Okay. You can be my soulmate all day. You can be, you know, my life partner all day. But not only do I need a life partner, but I need a sexual partner. Okay. And so this person is feeling like things are just off. Like, and they know good and doggone well, if you're not being willing to open up and to explore sexual matters, then they absolutely know that you're not going to be open, oh wow. Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I'm reading a comment on YouTube. And so it's very, 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 I don't know, like how to really describe it. There is a disconnect. There is a disconnect. And so the reality is, this is troubling. This is concerning, right? Because you have somebody who's here who is into these things that y'all wouldn't explore, right? And so I can only speak for myself. And I'm sure, well, let me not say speak for myself. Let's have a moment of transparency and honesty. How about that? If you've ever been in a relationship where you feel sexually suppressed and bored, can you just raise your hand in the chat? Just raise your hand in the chat. If you have ever felt sexually suppressed and bored, just raise your hand in the chat. Because it feels like there has always been a frustration of feeling as though there has been something missing in this relationship. Okay? There has always been the feeling of there is something missing. And the missing piece was the intimacy piece. There was a mix, not mix, but what is it called? there is a misalignment of definition, okay? So when you say intimacy, this is what you mean, and when this person says intimacy, this is what they mean, right? And so there was a misalignment. So I feel like there was a period of time where there was like sexual frustration here, where this was not exciting. It felt more so like a chore, more so like a task, okay? And it just kind of got to the point to where it was I won't say, I'm trying to very much so translate how this is coming across, but also trying to keep it PG, you know? In an oversimplified way, it feels as though person A didn't feel attractive to this person. Okay? They didn't feel attractive. They didn't feel like they didn't feel like you wanted them. They feel like over the course of the relationship, as things matured and things developed, things should have been a little bit more spicy. Like there should be a little bit, sexual vulnerability. That's what we're talking about. It should have been a little bit more sexual vulnerability here. Okay? It should have been a little bit more sexual vulnerability than what it actually is here. And it feels like things have gotten very stale. Thank you, Kiara. Things felt very stale. Okay? And so it just got to the point to where this was not adventurous. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't giving what it should have been given. Okay. And it was very boring. All right. That's what they was trying to pick up on. Now, what you need to do to heal is do what you're planning on doing. It's walking away from the situation that's no longer serving you. And knowing that you have the right to walk away from something that is not serving you. You have the right to be sexually happy and free. You can find the combination, the perfect combination of what it is that you want in a relationship. There is always going to be a compromise somewhere, y'all. Okay? There's always going to be a compromise somewhere. And for person A, they knew that person B was going to be unwilling to compromise. They knew that person B was going to be unwilling to open up and to explore things in his ways. I feel like y'all may have been talking about reading books together, talking about watching. Like, this person B comes through as being very, very, very prude. Very prude, very closed off, not sexually open, not willing to explore. I mean, just raise your hand in the chat if you've ever been in a situation with somebody where it's like you want them to try. And I'm not talking about somebody you just met. And I'm not talking about somebody who doesn't owe you that. I'm talking about somebody who you've been in a long-term situation with, who has not been open. Okay? Like, just not been open. And whatever open looks like for you, okay, whatever open looks like for you, that's your business. I'm not judging. But there was a frustration here of that. Okay, there was a frustration here of that. Okay, and that is what started to really cause some type of discrepancies with this person when it comes to their partner. Okay, again, I'm trying to keep it as PG as possible because this can get kind of spicy. All right, this definitely can get kind of spicy. But I want to be respectful, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, this is about them moving forward and finding like the things that make them happy in life. And granted, people are going to definitely be looking at this person like, I can't believe you finally got the nerve and the courage to move around. But it's really about them knowing who they are. They know who they are. You got a person who likes sex a lot, a person who is willing to do whatever they wanted. They're going to try it at least 1 or 2 times. before they say, I don't like this anymore, or I don't want to do this. You got one person that's open to explore, and you got another person that's over here like, no. How about we just do this missionary? Like, what is wrong with you, woman? I literally just heard that. Like, what is wrong with you, woman? So when you probably may have had this conversation with your partner, that may have been the response like, oh, what is wrong with you, woman? Like, no, why would I do that? Right? And so it feels like they were turning their nose up. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing one of those, right? Then we got the King of Wands in reverse here. So I definitely feel like this killed the enthusiasm. This killed the desire to want to move and to look and to see like what was going on here. Like it really killed their enthusiasm for them to want to be able to like explore this situation forward. Like, why would I want to be with somebody that I can't be open with? You know, like I feel like there were several arguments about what is considered normal in sexuality. And it feels like because this is a marriage, it feels like this was an ongoing argument about what is considered normalcy in sex. Person B kept saying, that is normal. And that's abnormal. Like, I feel like person B kept putting labels on these conversations, just trying to deter person A from being open. They didn't know. I mean, like, I don't like calling somebody these words because I think that puts a negative stigma on people. But for the generalization of this conversation, what I am picking up on, and again, this is not me, this is the energy that I am reading, so please understand that there is a difference between the two. But I definitely feel like, for lack of better words, they didn't realize that they married somebody who was a freak. Okay, they didn't realize that they married somebody who likes to have sex. They didn't know that they married somebody who likes oral sex, the person who likes to try things in different positions. They didn't know that they were open, that they were marrying somebody who was open. This person always had ideas about what they envisioned sex to look and feel like for them. This person always had curiosity about being with other people, exploring, playing with toys, and just being open to the ideal of sex. So you have one person who's their spectrum of sex is this big, and you got this person whose sex perception or spectrum of sex is this big, right? And so it's a big difference between this and this, okay? And again, I'm trying to be mindful because I know that this is open conversation and dialogue, and I am trying to speak to it as delicately as I can. Okay? All right. I'm trying to use this very delicately. Okay? So the truth is starting to come out here. All right. The truth is starting to come out here. And the truth is coming out because you got a person who's realizing, like, I'm not happy. I can't keep, this is unsustainable. It's only so many lies that you can tell, right? It's only so many lies that you can tell about where you've been and what you've been doing, right? It's only so much that you can say to cover your tracks. You got person A, they checking in a hotel room. So what are you telling your person? Oh, I got to travel for work? Like, how much traveling are you doing? This person don't realize that you only getting lost on the weekends. Okay, now all of a sudden you going on all of these dang on girl trips. How many girl trips y'all going on? Who's spending all this money? You understand, like, the person is missing the signs. But I also feel like, too, because this person was so happy at home, there was a level of trust with their wife. And they're just like, you know what? It's cool. But they didn't realize that they were being played, right? So the truth coming out about them being unhappy, the truth about, listen, I can't stay in this. I still love you. I still respect you. You still my soulmate. You still my person. You still my partner. I just can't do this anymore. That is shocking to them. That is breaking news. That is rocking their world. That is what that is breaking, and is so devastating to them because this is like a natural disaster. It's like this came out of nowhere. Okay? This came out of nowhere, and I'm trying to make sense of how did you feel like I was not appealing to you, that I was not giving you what you needed. And this other person is like, you know what? I'll always love you. But I got to move around. Okay, I got to move around. And I do feel like there was a lot of secrecy about this person's sexuality prior to coming into this marriage too. That was the bomb that y'all did not hear coming. Okay? It definitely feels like person A may have always had these tendencies, but I feel like, again, I'm telling you, this person struggles a lot with the wounds of judgment and shame. And the reason why I say that is specifically because I feel like they thought that something was wrong with them. I wonder if this person is a preacher's kid, because I keep hearing the word preacher. And I feel like a lot of this deals with spiritual shame and condemnation. Yeah, somebody, either this person, I said this already, I believe. This person probably grew up in a church, something about the church. But it feels like this person thought that something was wrong with them because they've always been sexually open. And now that they're in this marriage with this person who's so proved, they feel like they're suffocating. Like they've always had this curiosity. And their needs have not been met. Yeah. This person likes sex, okay? And they're like, if I could have a person who likes sex like this, like I feel like this person was trying their best to get their partner to open up. Like I feel like they wanted to try things with this person, and this person kept rejecting them and kept shutting it down. Because they didn't see you in that way. This is definitely giving me sex life vibes. Like, what was the husband name? His name was Cooper. Cooper. Yeah, this definitely giving me Cooper vibes. Like, I'm giving you everything that I can give you. I'm giving you the house. I'm giving you the cars. I'm giving you the money. I'm giving you the lifestyle that you want. I'm giving you everything. And the other person like, baby, y'all got me going off the reservation today, but I'm reading the energy. So this is none of me. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. But it feels like this person is so frustrated. They're like, you're giving me all of the world, and all I want from you is some. That's it. All I want from you is to. Okay, that's it. And so it is a very frustrating energy here. Because it's like, if I can get this and this from you, I'll be happy. But this person don't get it. This person don't get it. All right, this person don't get it. Whew. All right, so let's clarify this. This is hard. Like, this is hard. This is a hard read because I'm trying to censor. Like, if this was a personal reading, I would just tell you what it is. But, you know, I'm trying to censor and be professional, be mindful of guidelines. Somebody said they too holy. Yeah, that's the truth. Person B is definitely too. And I'm telling you, religion has a huge part to play in this. Somebody is a preacher. I'm not sure if person A is a preacher's kid, but religion does have a foundation in this where somebody is struggling because of the habit or the thought thereof about this being, I'm not going to say ungodly, but there is some type of notion of this is not right. Okay, so somebody, I can't describe it. I can't describe it. Only you know if this message resonates with you. And there is some discourse going on right now on YouTube. So it is resonating with somebody, okay? But yes, it feels very taboo. Thank you. Thank you. Arlene says it's their spiritual belief. It could be. It could be. But it definitely feels like there is a disconnect between what two people identify as being intimacy, and it feels like there's a disconnect between what people want in a relationship. And it's about sexuality. Oh my God. Okay, so I just saw this. So let me explain this to you this way. For example, y'all forgive me, don't report me, but I have to tell this to you so that I can try to explain this to you guys in the most simplest way. For example, person A may like to have oral sex performed on them. Okay? All they asking for you to do is to give them some whatever you want to call it. Person B, it's like, why would I ever do that? Or if they do perform the act thereof, it is not good. Is what Cat Williams say? Hold on. Wait a minute. What Cat Williams say?
Wasn't good.
This is not funny, y'all. This is so not funny. But what'd he say?
Wasn't good.
Okay. So this person is very immature when it comes to sex. Okay. That's the best way I can say it. They're very immature. They're underdeveloped. They're very prude, closed-minded. So if all you want is some blank, if they do try to explore, it is very limited, and you don't get the satisfaction that you thought that you should and could have gotten from your partner. So what I'm saying is in essence, you have a person who is here, and said person who is here is feeling like you don't like them, like like they feel rejected. Okay. And this is a real struggle for them. It is a real struggle for them to understand, like, why are you not touching me in this way? Why are you not exploring me in this way? Have I gained weight? Are my boobies sagging too low? Like, is my stomach too big? Like they're starting to criticize and critique themselves, but then they came into the conclusion and the awareness that, oh, it's not me, because my third party over here give it to me like I like it. My third party over here is willing to explore me in ways and do things that I would never have experienced with you. And my person over here is reigniting that excitement that I used to have, that I talked myself out of having because you made me feel like I was ashamed of myself. Not just you, but someone else. I feel like this person started exploring sex at an early age, and they kept thinking because of their religious backgrounds that something was wrong with them. Now, we got the Page of Wands in reverse. I'm telling you, this person is not looking forward to having this conversation with their person because they know it's going to be very hurtful. This is why they're planning. This is why they're planning the conversation, because they know when they come forward to you and they tell you that they're going to have to bizounce because they're actually dissatisfied. And to be so transparent with that conversation to have, it has nothing to do with, it's just boring. Okay. I don't know what else to say.
I said what I said.
This person is sick and tired of their sex with you being whack. They're tired of it not being exciting. And I don't have no other way to say it. They said you need to read a book, you need to watch some videos, you need to explore, right? But for a lack of better words, it ain't hitting. Okay? They said this feels like a chore, and they said that basically, okay, they said your sex life ain't hitting on 3 bananas in an African village to feed the hungry. That's what they're saying. They want a spicy sex life and you ain't coming with it. That's why they out here tiptoeing around in the hotel, motel, the Holiday Inn, and they out here having sex with all these other people because they're tired of living their lives feeling like they're not being themselves. They're tired of feeling like they have to be one way with you, and they got to be one way with somebody else. Instead of coming home and saying, babe, I was reading in the magazine about this position and I want to try it. Y'all know it's like hundreds of sex positions, right? And this person only wants to do the one, the missionary. They don't even want you to do a reverse cowgirl. They don't ever want you to become the writer. They don't want you to do the doc. You understand? It's boring. It is one of those things where it's just like, when everything is said and done, it feels like a chore.
I don't like you. I don't like you at all.
And it's very frustrating for this person, okay? It is very, very, very frustrating for the person who's involved in this. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, again, this goes back to what I said. I feel like this person tried to talk this person into exploring new things. I feel like they tried to get this person to open up. I feel like they tried to coach this person through it, and this person's like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Okay? And if I'm being honest, it's like,
You're useless sometimes.
how is it that I'm so in tune with you and so attached to you in so many other ways, but when it comes to sex, there is just an extreme disconnect?
You'd be amazed how often I hear that.
Okay? And so it's just like, I can't do anything with this. I need somebody who is going to have sex with me, pull my hair, smack me on the butt cheeks, flip me up, turn me upside down, turn me into a pretzel, if you will. Okay? Have me somehow hanging from the ceiling fan, if that's what it takes. That's what I like. You understand what I'm saying? And this person's like, yeah, no. I'm just going to kiss you on the neck, get on top, and call it a day. This is mortifying to this other person, okay? And that's why they're making a decision to move away. Now, what is complicating this situation is that they don't know. Remember, I told you guys in the beginning of this reading that this is truly about planning and timing. They're trying to plan to have this conversation with their person because this is a marriage. This is a partner. This is somebody that, not she just went to go. Basically, that's what it feels like. Mr. just climb on top of her and do his business. Okay, that's exactly what it feels like. It's no connection. Okay, it's no connection here. And this person is just like, I cannot sit here and sustain being in this unbalanced situation. I don't feel connected. And intimacy is so deep and vulnerable and connecting in so many different ways. It's emotional intimacy, it's sexual intimacy, it's physical intimacy, it's emotional, it's so many different types of intimacy that a person needs to tap into. And so because this person is mindful that there is a marriage at stake, they're not just going to be cavalier and cold-hearted and reckless about how they are going to detach from the situation. They're planning, they're strategizing. So this may also create some type of frustration for the third party because the third party is just swinging in the background, like waiting for them to do their thing. And they're like, girl, what's taking you so long? And I'm like, well, I got a plan. Okay. I got to think about the assets. I got to think about I got to think. So they're trying to be thoughtful and very considerate about how they're going to let this person down. But the reality is they're going to have to let this person down. And here goes the Ten of Swords. This person's going to feel like they were stabbed in the back. They're going to absolutely feel like they were stabbed in the back. They're going to feel blindsided. This is an unexpected storm coming their way. It's going to hit them like a natural disaster, like they didn't see it coming. They did not see it coming. And the reality is they should have seen it coming all along. This conversation has come up more than once about sex. It has come up more than once. Like, it feels like a chore. I cannot say that enough. It feels like a chore. It doesn't feel exciting. It doesn't feel pleasurable. It doesn't feel like it's something that you look forward to doing. You know, it feels like, today's Tuesday. So you know what that means. At 8 o'clock, I got to have sex with my husband. We'll be done by 8:05. That's what it feels like. It feels like a chore. Okay? It doesn't feel like it is something that connects a husband with his wife. It doesn't feel like something that deepens a relationship. It doesn't feel like something that makes you feel beautiful or handsome. You know? It feels like I'm just doing my marital deed. Okay? And it's very, very, very hurtful. It's very, very hurtful. It's very, very, yeah. It feels very, very, okay? And here we go again with this Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. All right? So there is like this lack of recognition. Like, they don't want to learn the lesson. They don't want to accept it. They don't want to have the conversation. They are definitely like not willing to go against the grain. Like, they feel like they're right. They feel like they're right. And when this conversation comes up about how this person is so dissatisfied sexually with this person, they're going to be so upset and they're going to be so hurt and so devastated because they cherish this person. They saw this person as being their forever place. They saw this person as being there happily. I mean, I can't say it enough. It came out twice. This person, sees you as being their comfort zone, their everything, their heart, their joy. The intimacy was just off.
You raggedy bitch.
And that's how they feel. They feel rejected. Okay, they feel rejected. And it's like, so it's not because we're divorcing because I'm a bad husband. It's not because I didn't provide for you. I didn't give you everything that you wanted. You're divorcing me because I'm not having sex with you. And when you really listen to it that way, it does sound kind of bizarre, right? But when you think about it, if a huge part of a person's personality evolves around sex, that is a big deal. This person is hypersexual for whatever reason. Perhaps there was some type of trauma that happened to this person early on. And they have not healed from that. And that's what's driving this hypersexuality. But like I said, I feel like they have always been a sexual person. I feel like they were conditioned to believe that something was wrong with them. And they tried to suppress it. And now that it's been re-excited, that match has been struck, it does feel like they're back to this place of, now that I know what I know and I felt what I felt, now I know I can't go back to this little boring sex life. Okay? I'm just being honest. They done got with somebody that done blew their mind and now they all in again, you know?
Damn!
I mean, not for nothing, but as a place of comparison, this will be like equivalent to giving a drink to somebody who has stopped drinking. Once you start, you can't stop. Okay? Once you start, you can't stop. And this person has started to get back into that vibe. And to that place of like, ooh, that's what I need in my life. Oh, child. Let me get out of this because this is getting... I'm trying to be as delicate as I can. But if you know, you know, right? All right, so let me get out of this. If y'all ready to figure out how this story gonna end, go ahead, put your paper, your pens, your notebooks, whatever you can find, because it's time for us to close this out and take some notes. Here we go. So Sincere on TikTok said, opened up Pandora's box. Listen, I don't think that it's fair to people that they have to feel like they have to deny who they are. I feel like in the especially when you're talking about a marriage, I should be open and honest and transparent and sincere and say what I say and mean what I say without judgment. And it definitely feels like there is a judgmental energy that is here and a condemning energy that is present that stifles the growth of the relationship. You should be able to tell your partner, I'm trying to keep it PG, y'all. Y'all put me in a bind, okay? Y'all put me in a bind this morning. I don't know who business we in, child, but I mean, I do know, but I don't know who specifically business we in, but y'all are putting me in a bind, honey, because I'm trying to keep it PG. Where you at? Come to the front of the room. We want to know who you are. But seriously, I feel like person A likes a lot of things. And I feel like person A loves, oh gosh. I'm trying to keep it clean. I'm trying to keep it clean. Okay, this person may like to have you know what I'm saying? Those are different things that they like. And it feels like, again, there's no exploration. This person only likes missionary. And it's like frustrating because other person be like, great, what the am I supposed to do with that? So let me give y'all, let me texturize this a little further for you. Y'all remember the movie Waiting to Exhale? And you remember the scene where Savannah was with Kenneth. And she was so excited about Kenneth. Y'all remember the scene where he was brushing his teeth with her toothbrush? Okay? But y'all remember how she was all excited and she was sitting there looking like this, looking at him. And then he came and then he got on top of her. He did what he did and it was over like in 2 minutes. And she was like, great. I could have had a V8 or something like that, she said, right? That's how this feels. Like, I can't explain it to you in so many ways. I'm trying to keep it clean. But the reality is, it's dry, it's monotonous, it's boring, it's dull. Like, the sex is not hitting. And this person feels like, I gotta step out. You know, I gotta go get somebody. I gotta find somebody to do something. Because I'm telling you, sex with you is like
denied.
You know, you got what did I just hear, Rihanna? Sex with me so amazing. It feels like this person is like that type of person. Like, sex with me, sex with me, sex with me. And then they come home with you and it's like, yeah, how about I just tell you I got a headache and I just go to bed because I don't want to be disappointed. You know? Like, this person done been out lying to you, telling you they at work or something on the trip. They done went somewhere and done had a whole I I shouldn't say this because I don't like how this sounds, but in today's terms, I believe the terminology is common practice for people to describe sexually open and adventurous activities as a freak off. Okay, so this person that went to a whole event with this other person who really makes them smile just to come back to you, and it's just like, hey, how you doing today? How was your day? Okay, I'm gonna go take a shower because I'm tired and I'm gonna go to bed. How about that? You know, so like, again, I said in the beginning of this reading, I don't know how this person missed all the signs that something was going on here, but they definitely missed the signs. Okay, they definitely missed the signs, and it's unfortunate. Okay, it's unfortunate because you got somebody who likes, I mean, like, TikTok, y'all know y'all something else. My folks over here on TikTok, they over here, they going in, right? You know, not the freak of the party. Listen, this person likes sex. We're not going to shame and condemn nobody for what they like. They like what they like. And I hate to say it, but when they come home and they with their husband, when they with their man, it's just like, so I'll tell you, I try my best not to acknowledge people who come up in my room and try to attack me for whatever reason, because I think it's pretty lame. But I got time today, right? Because you come up in here and you saying how much, first of all, you must clearly not know, I'm not getting paid to do anything. So just like I'm not getting paid to do anything, you're not getting paid to come in here and to waste your moments of your valuable life and to come in here and to say what you're saying, right? See, what's so funny is you're accusing me of lying to people, but as you can see from reading the chat and from the people that's on my YouTube and from the people that's in these other places that I'm streaming to, I can see the conversations of what's going on. So clearly I'm not lying to anybody. But because you are so lame and frustrated with your own personal life, you come up in here and you try to attack me. And this is not the first time that you've come in here. I've just chosen to ignore you because you're that irrelevant to me. Okay? You have no purpose for being at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning. You intentionally set your alarm clock to wake up to come in here and to bother me. So Christina, how possibly lame could you possibly be that you get up on here and you come and attack me because you are ashamed and embarrassed of who you are? Like, girl, just go find you something else to do. It is thousands of people who are live on YouTube right now. There are thousands of people who are live right now on TikTok. You can go find whatever content you want to watch, but you choose to come in here with your ministering spirit self, trying to monitor what I'm doing because you have nothing else to do with your life. Like, you're sad. That's really sad and really pathetic. And I will hope that God had a bigger purpose for your life other than for you to become a troll. Seriously. Like, ma'am. And I'm tired of you coming in here with this shit. So, I hope you be blessed. Find your blessings and leave me alone. Like, I'm so sick of her. Sorry, guys. I've been trying my best to, like, stop giving people clout that don't deserve it. But I can't sit here and just, like, it's funny to me. It's funny to me. Like, I just don't understand people like that. Anyway, sorry to everybody else that was in the middle of getting what they needed to get in the conversation that we were having. The point is that you got somebody that's sexually frustrated. All right, now it feels like with this wheel card, we're the World Cup, Look now, here we go. Look now, got me irritated. Okay, with this World card, it does feel like this person is going to start a new spiritual journey and start moving towards the things that make them happy. And that's really what this is all about. Remember, I told y'all from the beginning of this reading, this is about somebody realizing that they love somebody, but this is not the relationship for them anymore. They recognize they've been here for quite some time. They enjoy the partnership. They enjoy the relationship with this person, but like it's ran its course. And they recognize that not everything in life is permanent. This is going to be very heartbreaking for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn that is here, because this is going to force them to have to make a choice. And this is going to make them have to acknowledge that this was a very frustrating situation for this person to be in when you're in a marriage with somebody and you're dissatisfied sexually. There's no exploration. There's no nothing. Okay, there's no nothing. And so it definitely gets to the point where I told y'all it's an unexpected storm. This is going to break this person's heart. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel as though this person's going to easily recover from this at all. I'm just being honest with you. This is like a natural disaster. This is absolutely like a natural disaster for them. Coming into the space of realizing, okay, my marriage is over. I told y'all, this is giving me Cooper vibes from the TV show Sex Life. Okay? Where this person, I feel like this person is going to start stressing themselves. They're going to start asking a lot of questions. They may even start acting out. A lot of times when you have men who have been rejected sexually, that does happen, where people do start to... Okay, I'll tell a story time, right? I knew somebody who was very, very prude in their private time, in their intimacies. And so once they went through a divorce, next thing I know, this person, when I tell you, got turned in a 360, I mean a 180 in a whole different direction. Next thing you know, this person was telling me about stuff that I mean, like I have always heard about these things. But the fact that this person started engaging in these types of things, it was very shocking for me to hear, because it was like, oh, you be over there at that party now, and you be at this and you be doing that. And again, it's not from a space of judgment. It was just like, oh, not you, Mr. Prude. So that's what I feel like is happening here with this person, okay? They're going to have to walk away. They're not feeling good about it. They feel very disempowered. They feel like this really hurts them, because again, they feel like they have been stabbed in the back. And it's like, okay, I feel like I have to take back my power by allowing you to grow and to thrive and become who you are. But I also feel like I'm lost in this. Like I have no place to go. I can't make anything of this. Like it doesn't make any sense. Okay. And so it's one of those things where it becomes very frustrating for this person. Okay. Because they're going to start questioning themselves. Like, how did I get here? Like, I called myself being the best husband. I never cheated on you. I never had any infidelities. I never even thought about considering a woman. And now we're here and you're telling me that I didn't make you happy, like you want a divorce?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Okay, so that's what's making this person feel like that right now. And it really corrodes their confidence. So I'm going to tell you, in all honesty, person B, I don't ever see person B really getting over this. I think person B is going to go down a very dark hole, no pun intended, but it does feel like this is going to be a very dark hole for them to try to overcome this feeling of rejection in the way that they have felt this level of rejection. They're not getting it, and they will never get it. I'm just being honest. They're never going to understand that this was not a reflection of them as a man and as a person and as a husband. It was more so about sexual misalignments. You got somebody that likes to turn into the coochie fairy after dark. And this person over here, it'd be looking at them like, I think I'm just gonna Netflix and chill. Good night. You see, the disconnect is very polarizing. It's a huge disconnect. Yep. I told y'all, I don't see this person getting over it. I don't see this person getting over this anymore. Okay. Now with that Eight of Swords, they're in denial. They're resistant. They're hesitant. They're upset. Like, they're not happy. They're like, this person B is going to go into a dark place because they're not understanding where this relationship went wrong, how this relationship went wrong. They very much so wanted their marriage, but they weren't really open as much as they should have or could have been. And this is an easily solvable problem, but it does feel like their views are being limited based upon religious beliefs. Okay? That's what that really feels like. And so, y'all so funny. Y'all on TikTok so funny. Why Sincere say, why so brutal, Spirit? I'm just telling you that, like, I'm trying to be clean as possible, okay? Like, but it definitely feels like this is heartbreaking for them. And it deals with shame and judgment. Okay, shame and judgment. Somebody told this person that, okay, got it. All right, here we go, y'all. A little bit more information. Y'all know how in certain religious practices, for example, I have been told that people who grew up in Catholic churches were told that if you are not a virgin when you get married, that you're considered impure and you are considered nasty, right? Have y'all heard that rumor before? Like, have y'all heard that narrative being repeated? That if you did not come into a marriage as a virgin, you were considered impure and that you're nasty. Like, those types of damaging ideas around sex, okay? And so this person, as an adult, I'm using that just as an example. I'm not coming for anybody who believes in Catholicism at all. I'm just repeating what has been shared to me, and I'm asking for clarification. Now, for those of you who have said, yes, you have heard that before, that narrative before, let's transcend that or transfer that narrative to how this person may feel. Person B grew up thinking that being open sexually in those ways are considered sexually perverse. They have been told that they have been defiled, that they are nasty, and that is unclean. So that is why they are so reluctant to opening up sexually with their wife and try other things, because in their mind, they have been told that they are unclean, that they are being defiled. So there are definitely religious implications as to why this person struggles with the wound of shame and judgment. Okay? And for this other person, they also grew up in a similar environment. I feel like this person could either be a preacher's kid or this person could have grown up in a church. Somebody in this dynamic got something to do with a preacher. I keep hearing the word preacher. Okay? So there is a tie to a preacher. Either you're a preacher's kid and or your husband's a preacher. Something about a preacher. Okay? But regardless, they too also grew up with that narrative, but they've also been rebellious. That's why I'm thinking that this person has been a preacher's kid of some sort, or has gone through a rebellion spell as a youth where they went and they was doing things, and now that they have done it, they felt like something was wrong with them. They thought they could pray it away. They thought that they could turn it off. And now that they done got with this other person, that person done turned it back on. It's like, opening up the fire hydrant in the summertime. Once you take that lid off, baby, you can't turn it off. Okay? So there has been a struggle here, for real, for real. There has been a long-term struggle in sexual balance in this relationship. And now it is coming to an end. And now this person has come to the conclusion that they can no longer sustain this. Like, they're like, you know what? I like what I like. And I'm not going to feel bad about what I like. Okay. And this person is outside and they feel bad about being outside. So that's why they're like, you know what? This is unsustainable. Let me go ahead and put myself in a position of being a better person, the person I know that I could be. And let me just go ahead and excuse myself, exit stage left.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Okay? So that's all I have for this reading, okay? Did this turn out the way that y'all thought that this would turn out? What are y'all thoughts about the reading? Because this is interesting. Like, I have never had a reading thus far in my history of doing these collectives that have been so sexually charged. Not like this, okay? But the cards cannot lie. The cards are here. They said what they said. So let me know how y'all feel, you know, because, ooh, child. Listen. Why did I just hear in the back of my ear? Get your freak on. This is very crazy. Very, very, very crazy. All right. So that said, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Pisces Tarot Experience. If you've enjoyed this reading, y'all, don't forget to subscribe and become a part of my growing community that is available on YouTube. You can find me at Mimi Lightseer at any point in time and be on the lookout for more engaging content coming your way. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Okay? Remember, this reading is here for you at any point that you need some guidance, so you can always save it and replay it. I love to hear from you. So please drop a comment and let me know what exactly resonated with you in this reading. And if you've enjoyed today's session, please give me that thumbs up. You know, I hate to pander you, but I mean, come on now. Now listen, if you would like to do a personal reading with me, that is perfectly fine. You can do so at this time by booking your appointment at PiSeasTarot.com. So don't hesitate to reach out. I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who's joined us today. I noticed that we had a large people. A lot of this had a lot to do with somebody. Y'all was all up in here. So I just want to say thank you. Remember, folks, everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So remember to be kind, patient, and gentle with yourself as much as you are with others. How people treat you is not your business, but how you treat them is. So remember to leave a little bit of love everywhere you go. All right? And until next time, I will see y'all later. All right? So, I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.